entity that's set up as an exempt Cayman corporation should have a board of directors. They should hopefully be quality boards of director people. They should be thinking what's the best interest fitting within legal regulations and so on and so forth. So the second you see the PPM, as soon as you see LP versus LTD, your mind should start be going into what rabbits you need to chase down, what holes. Who's the board of directors? What is their experience? What's their background? What's their purview? How many boards are they sitting on? And all those questions. Uh-oh, it's an LP. That means there's a GP. Is there an advisory to the GP, or is the GP making all the decisions? So now I'm reading through the PPM, and it says things like, there's a 1-year lockup, but the manager can choose to waive that. There's a minimum redemption of $1 million, but the manager can choose to waive that. There's this, but the manager can choose to waive that. There's that, but the manager can choose to waive that. And all those things, what they're basically saying, the GP has the right to do that. There is no independent board who's looking at the best fiduciary status. The GP could look at you and says, I like Josh. Josh is a nice guy, and Josh has given me a lot of business. I'm going to say yes to Josh when he wants to redeem. I don't like John. John's a small investor. He's been a pain in my side. He's been doing ODD regularly and giving me a hard time. He's come to me and asked me to redeem early. Screw him. I'm not going to let him do that. They have the ability, a GP might have that level of governance, lack of institutional oversight.
Do you see a lot of the trust as a organizational structure, or does that tend to be less common?
I don't see a lot now. The Japanese invested all through trusts. So it depends on who your investors are. I don't see U.S. investors typically investing in trust. I see either onshore or offshore, depending on the tax and offshore nature of certain investors. If you're working for Japanese or other foreign investors, they may want to invest through an investment trust. The trusts tend to be organized with a trustee. So the trustee then acts like a governance board. So the people invest in a trust, the trust has a trustee, the trustee then oversees the investment into the fund, and the trustee acts as the governance entity. Typically the Japanese hired an affiliate entity to be the trustee. So Nomura Funds hired Nomura trustee to be the oversight. So it was very incestuous, and the trustee and the admin and others lacked independence.
We had a fund too for their pension plan clients had a separate trust from there.
Yeah, that would be the trust is an investor, as opposed to the trust is the investment. Yeah. I've seen more of that, where the trust is an investor or an LP or an investor. I was sort of thinking as investing into an organization organized as a trust, as opposed to an LP or LTD. So here's a very simple org chart. Anybody want to tell me which law firm designed this? I don't know 100%, but I could guess 85% right. It's Schulte. Schulte loves intermediate fund entities. I'm not saying it's 100% right, but I would guess that this is a Schulte product. So what do you have? The investments are down at the bottom. We'll work from the bottom up. The investments, that's the portfolio. Where do the investments are part of the master fund? The master fund invests in the investments. Typical. What flows into the master fund on the left, you'll see there's a partner's LP. It's a limited partnership, and that is for qualified U.S. and taxable investors go into an LP structure. The LP invests in the master. On the right side, tax-exempt and non-U.S. investors go into offshore fund limited. It's a Cayman exempt corporation. Cayman exempt corporation invests in the intermediate fund LP. Intermediate fund LP invests in the master fund LP. What am I already thinking? Master funds and